Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I am Amy, and I'm so happy to be here with you on Amy's Inspiration Station as part of the YouTube, Facebook, and YouTube. I apologize. Part of the Altenew YouTube and Facebook channels. I'm so excited to be here with you today. As you can tell, I'm already stumbling over some words that I have, and I saw that. Let's see. It was Ginny that you were able to make it, even though you're like, oh my gosh, I hope I make it from work. I hope you guys are doing great. Let me know how my sound is. Let me know how my video is. How am I doing today? And I see Shiomara and Nancy. I'm so glad you are here. And I have to say, Nancy, it's about that same temperature. I'm over in the Northeast and it's about 56 here today. It's really warm for us, which is a little crazy. But Ginny, it sounds like cold and snowy is coming my way. And I see Deborah is here from Wisconsin. And Miss Tamp, hello, how are you doing? And Cece, good evening. How's the snow up where you are? And oh my gosh, hi, Jill. And please share this live while we're live. We have Angel behind the badge. So hello, Angel. I hope you are doing well. And I want to know, did you get any kind of craftiness going on this weekend? How is your holidays? We've already been through a new year. Do you have any resolutions? Do you have any New Year's resolutions? I'd love to know that. So let me know in the chat. Mine has always been like, hey, can I, what do I have that I can reuse and stuff like that? I'm always go through like a don't spend a little bit too much. Although I'm going to tell you, I know we have that secret garden retreat just opened up. Angel, I don't know if you could put that link in the chat for the early bird. But that's coming up, I think, actually. So there's a list for us. And if you get a notification, get on that list for the secret garden retreat. And that is happening in May, but those sell out really fast. And I have to say, I looked at the kit. Oh my God, it's amazing. So that is definitely something to check out. But we have Angel behind the badge today. And I know, Angel, I totally missed you too. I have Audrey from Syracuse, also telling me that there's going to be snow coming. Aren't you, Audrey? You are, aren't you? That there's snow coming my way again. Although I don't mind it. I'm ready for a little bit more. And I see the Ketty 75 from the UK. Hello, how are you doing? And let's see, Craft with Lisa. Hello, Craft Lovin' Lisa. Oh, I like that. I like that name. That one's cool. Let's see, and Sue. I know, Sue, it's like unseasonably warm today. It's kind of freaking me out. And then I see Stephanie Mitchell as well. My gosh, I hope you guys are doing super well. And I'm with Cece. I'd rather just it be like a lot of snow in the wintertime. Where I am, it's winter. And I'd like to just be a lot of snow and I'm dealing with it. Or I need it to like be sun in summer. And right now, our weather, as Sue can attest, is going a little bit of back and forth on this one. So, but crazy. Deborah, I love that. You're going to craft more for your New Year's resolution. And oh, Audrey, was that class? I have to tell you, Pam, one of our educators, she's amazing. She teaches classes, and you can actually get in on these classes on the Altenew calendar. There's a list of things that are coming up, and it's always great to know these are, and you can sign up for some of these classes. And we have some amazing classes coming up. I'd love to know if you signed up for the Stamp Wheel 2.0 class. It's coming in next week, and JC has a class coming in as well. And of course, if you are a subscriber, there's always classes there. So, oh my gosh, it's been sold out by the time. I know, I have to agree with Jenny, like for these retreats, they're amazing. So it's always good to get that notification. And the best way is to be part of our list, to be part of our mailing list. And that's always super great because then you'll always get that information. So, and Angel can attest to that because she is one of our amazing people who are behind the badge and also behind emails. So thank you so much, Jill, for sharing this. So if you share this live, while we're live, you'll be entered to win a gift card. And today I'm also featuring another mini delight. They have me doing a lot of mini delights, but I actually am delighted by all of them. And this one is really great. So I've been doing these mini delights that are, I don't know if this is out yet. I think this is coming up in the next one, but this is really cute. I'm going to show you guys all of these little pieces. But this is like a die set and this really cute stamp set. I'm going to talk about what to do with these guys. My gosh, weather. I know, weather's crazy. Wow, in the 50s yesterday. I know, I can't like handle it. I just need it to be one temperature for at least a few days so I can handle it. But this up and down is making me nuts. So let's get to crafting because that's definitely a wonderful New Year's resolution. So I appreciate the fact that I have one person, that Deborah put in her New Year's resolution was to craft more. Let me know what your New Year's resolution is, or do you have a word for this New Year's? Like, what is it that kind of said, this is going to be my year? My year is simple. Like, I'm all about simplicity, and that's what I'm going to show you with today's cards. And so I'm going to go ahead and get in there. And again, please share this live while we're live. Let them know that you're having an amazing time. And let me know if you are crafting along or you're just kind of watching. And I hope that you will be inspired by today's show. All right, so I have on my desk here the I'm going to mess this up and I'm trying not to have my Boston accent come out. Apothecary Garden. So Apothecary Garden. And this is our mini delight that's coming up. And this one is really cute. It has this stamp set. So it's got 2 different vases. And it also has this little sprig of like a sort of looking like a cedar or a palm leaf. And then it has these really adorable sentiments. And I like the fact that there's 3. So you have a thanks, love you, and also a hello. Let me see if I can catch it. We'll go right here. And then it has this like one line. And I'm like, why is there one line? And in the card example, you can actually take that one line and make it a like top sentiment and a bottom sentiment. And this is really, really super cute. But I really like this set. And I love the fact that you can do the vases alone. You can kind of have all of these, little flowers. You can put them in here. You can do them separate. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how can I kind of stretch this and make some really pretty cards. The die set is actually pretty cool. The die set, and I love how the mini delights now come with the, these little sheets that actually have outlines, so you can tell like what's supposed to be going in there, so you don't lose anything. Deborah, I'm so glad that you're crafting with me. Wow, 25 shaker cards with a pop-up for a cruise ship going on. That's awesome, Deborah. Awesome. And so you must be like in sequin craziness right now, Deborah, making 25 shaker cards. It must be sequins all over the place for you. So you can see it has this really beautiful little branch, and it also has these tags and this like, it looks like, I guess, twine, if you will, that would go around the top of the vase. And then it also has these flowers. It's actually got 2 different flowers, but they're keyhole, but they're actually simple to put together. And I'm going to be playing around with these today. Oh my gosh, Nancy got hers. Nancy, have you played with this one yet? And yeah, Jill, these are really cute. So I'm going to do 2. I have one sample card I'm going to show you guys, and then I'm going to kind of have a little bit of fun with some other stuff. So I was playing around with this, and I think about with mini delights, and this is my question to you all as well. When you have like a tiny stamp set, like, is there a certain technique that's like a go-to technique? Like, what is it that you like to do with it? And for me, I think a lot of times I'll do repeat stamping or repeat elements. And I also, like I said, my word of the year is simplicity and making things simple. And so that is where we kind of have this card design. So what's neat about this is you can see in the background, this is the die. So I took the die just to give it a little bit of oomph in there. And so I took the die and actually used the die and embossed the background. And then I did the flowers and added them up. And then these are sentiments that I just put up on some of our gold paper. And so I really, so I thought it was cute, and I'm going to play around. I'll show you how I did this. And then I have another one that I think I can get to as well today. And I see Benita from Sweden. Hello. And Terry. Yes. Terry, have you used this yet? I know, Audrey, I also, since this is confession time today, I also have to tell you that I also have some courses in my Altenew Academy account that I have not done. And it's, well, I cannot wait until you get into this one, Nancy. I think you're going to like it a lot. And yes, Lisa, right? So I'm excited. You know, when you have these types of smaller sets, do you do a lot of repeat stamping? Is it technique heavy? What is it that you do? And again, please share this live while we're live, and you'll be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And just let us know where you have shared this. And Angel is behind the badge today, and she's going to let us know who that winner is at the end of our program. All right, so let me get started at this one. So To be perfectly honest, using a die to emboss your paper is really easy. Well, the first thing that it takes is for you just to know your machine. And so I'm going to share what I do with my machine. Your machine may be different. And so that's really up to you as to how it works for you. So I'm using the Spellbinders Platinum 6. I have the Platinum 6. And I'm just going right by the information that is on my little piece here. And so what that is telling me is that I need to put my platform down, which is this one. I'm going to put my die, so it's cutting side up, and then I want to put my embossing mat, and I have to put my embossing plate. And for these, they came with the machine that I have. So I'm going to use all of these right now. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for sharing this. Oh, good, Terry. If you end up doing something with this, we always... we love to see what you do. So just tag us with hashtag Altenew, and that helps us to kind of see what it is that you're doing. All right, so I'm going to bring my machine in. I'm actually going to move it for just a second because I got a little excited. And I want to take my paper, and you'll notice in my sample card, I actually cut my paper down pretty much, like quite a lot. But this whole thing is moved over to one side. And I would like to do this too, but this is it took a little bit of math, so I had to do a little bit of math. So I apologize in advance that I had a math on you guys right now. So oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this with your craft club. And yes, Marianne, I'm with you. I love repeat stamping. And it was Marianne just happened to find this live. Welcome, Marianne. Is this like your first Altenew live, or you're just like, hey, I just happened to turn this on and I found this? I'd love to know. And we're talking New Year's resolutions. So what is it that you, do you have a word for this year or resolution? What is it that you are thinking about for this year? Here's my ruler. All right, so I'm grabbing my ruler, and I just want to, in fact, I don't even need this, to be honest. I got a little excited. I am just going to grab this, and I am just going to go an inch in. And all I'm doing is just creating a line because I want my design to be offset. I don't want it to be smack dab in the middle. Now, the tricky part with this is that I have to put my die in a certain way because it is going to be reversed. And this will make sense in a moment. If you guys are like, Amy, you're mathing too much on me, don't worry about it. Just do you. Don't worry about the mathing, and we will get there. This will make sense in a moment. All right. So let me grab my die. So again, we're talking about the Apothecary Garden Mini Delight, and this one is coming up soon. And if you are a subscriber, you already have this, and I'm so excited. So other vases, yes. Note cards with, no, we're always. Then I'm so glad. It is fortuitous that you are here today. I'm so excited. All right, so just to show you guys where we're going, because I made a mistake on this, and I'll show you my mistake in a second, is I want to put this down because what I want is I want this image to press up into this, okay? So I am going to make sure that my line, my paper, it's down this way, okay? So when I put this up, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I'm going to put this up, and then I'm going to put my paper on top of it, and then that is going to come in. So when I do that, this is now going to be what is coming up. So I'm going to have this side of it. If you want it where it's depressed, which is actually what I do want, is now I have to do it backwards. So it's kind of thinking about it backwards. So that's why I kind of made this line. So I'm going to take this line and I'm going to put it down this way. And that way it's going to put in on my side. Nope, I need it on that side. Sorry, I do everything reverse. Here we go. This will make sense in a moment. All right, let me bring my machine in. This is my mistake. And that's why I bring this in, is because I wanted the design to be on the left side. And because I put this in a certain way, my design ended up on the right side. And I can't flip this over because this is a one-way thing. So that will make sense in just a moment. But I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let me bring my thing in. So oh my gosh, right, Terry? it's like, Terry, this is so cute. I have to say, I'm a big, huge fan of all mini delights. And this one, I was like, oh, this might actually be like the top like mini delight that I possibly could ever have. All right. Now I'm also like, hey, this is organic, whatever it happens to be. And so I'm totally okay if this doesn't go exactly where my line is, but I'm just going to move it right over there. So the way that I think about this is I want my design to be on this side. And so I'm pressing it into the other side because it's going to flip over. This will make sense. I hope anyway. I did have to mess up because messing up is a part of learning, and that's totally okay. And hey, it's paper. And I only have a mistake to keep me as a reference. So that's totally the way I do it. So. Oh my gosh, somebody got ink pads. The new ink pads look gorgeous. Oh, Jennifer Thompson, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here today. And please share this live while we're live, and you will be entered to win a gift card from Altenew. And let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so you remember that line that I drew? And again, I only did it as a baseline. I'm about to erase it. But now I have my design where I want it to be. So when I did this before, I had the line going through this way, and I did it backwards. But now I have it pressed perfectly in where I want it. So I'm just going to take that line. What it does is it just gives me a little bit of texture on my card. Oh, hi, Astro. I have a kitty joining me today. Does anybody else have any furry friends? Hi, do you want to go and say hello to everybody on here? All right, so I'm just going to get rid of that line, and you'll see his tail. It's right here. See, it's coming. He's right here. And now what I'm going to do is now we're going to use a few more of these other dies, and let's start die cutting a little bit. All right. So now that I have my background pressed in there into my card base, what I'm going to do now, oh, I got two now. Oh, look. I'm now going to cut out these flowers, and then can you see these little diamonds in the back? And that's another piece of kind of repeat. So you can see there's a lot of repeat elements on this. And so that's what I did. So these little diamonds, they are from a die set called Fine Frames Diamond. By the way, I just checked because I always check the Altenew website. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is such an awesome set because you have this, which is the one that I used, but then you also have these beautiful frames. And just by using this one die, you're able to get a frame, and you can also get the middle part as well. And then what I love is that there's all these different sizes. So I could have used this and gotten 4 at one time. I just wanted them to be a little bit bigger. So this is a little bit bigger. So that's why I ended up using this guy, and I just cut him out 3 times. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting. So we're going to die cut flowers, and I'm also going to die cut these. By the way, there's only like 9 of these left. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before, let me go explore it. Just get it now. Okay. Don't even worry about it. Ooh, that's a good question. Angel, we just got a comment on that one. I'm going to leave that one to you because you are a wonderful customer care person. All right, so I'm going to use this from the Fine Frames, and then I'm going to grab from the Apothecary set the flowers. So both of the flowers are on one die, which I love, and also the middles. So these are the middles. So I'm going to die cut those as well. All right, so I'm going to leave these be, put this over on the side, and bring out my die cutting machine. So I used a lot of gold from this, and that's because I kept the colors very simple. And I did not want to overwhelm this by having rainbow or just too much going on. So I just kept the colors pretty simple. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad, Carrie. You've only used them one time? Oh, they're wonderful. They're absolutely fabulous. All right. So I'm going to bring my machine back out. I wish I should have brought my mini blossom. This is perfect for mini blossom. All right. Okay. All right, so we got a little die cutting to do. So anytime when there's die cutting, it's time to talk about, amongst yourselves, what the heck is going on in your day. I hope everybody's okay. All right, so we're going to do this. So I'm going to die cut this guy 3 times, and I only have to die cut. Actually, I got to do the middles, I think, twice. And then I'm going to cut this guy out of white paper. So I'm just going to grab a scrap of white. In fact, I have some from yesterday. Let's grab some other white. And I'm just going to do that right out of there. All right, so here's a white panel. I'm just going to go right out of here with this guy. And I love that, when you have a multitude of dies like this, and you can just go ahead and die cut them all at one time. All right, here we go. And yeah. Oh, quite a few. I love that, Carrie. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, Joanne. And actually, Joanne just gave me a reminder to please share this live while we're live, and you will be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And we have Angel behind the badge, and we are talking about mini delights, and we're talking about repeat stamping. And in this case, repeat die cutting, because that is what I am doing. All right, so I just grab these guys, and just to explain about the fine frames, so that's what I have now. So this one die, I can get the frame and I can get the middle. And that's what's neat about them. And again, that comes in larger sizes as well. I'm just using these because I'm doing little accents. All right, here we go. And I do in the wings have my 9x12 mat. We're going to be using that in just a moment, my stamping mat, but I'm just kind of taking these little guys and organizing them right over on the side. Okay, so this is my next one. So I'm going to pop these in. So I'm just doing the flowers, a couple of flowers, and I am doing them out of white. And by doing them out of white, I can then make them whatever color I want with some ink. And in this case, we're going to do some really quick blue in order to do that. But I love those fine frame dies because of the fact that you do get, I like a little accent. And sometimes a little accent is nice. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to pop these guys out as well. All right, so I don't need my white anymore. So we're going to put you over here. And again, I love it when you have a die like that. So the Apothecary Garden has that die where all the flowers are in one die. So I'm getting 4 flowers just by 2 passes. Oh, love it. Okay, and I got this guy. So here's my little middles. And there's my fine frames. And I only have to do 1 more pass. And then Bob's your uncle. We're ready to go, and we're going to start to assemble this. So this is a card, and again, for simplicity, as much as I would love to do 25 shaker cards, for simplicity, I just kind of like, if I just want to craft or I just want to do something, this is, I love that. And that's the other thing I love about the mini delights is things like repeat stamping, repeat die cutting. I'm able to use my supplies that I have and see where, and not have to have like 85,000 things on a card. All right, here we go. Oh, the Strawberry Patch Carrie. That one looks gorgeous. I absolutely love it. All right, tweezers coming out. I have to go back and I need to find a live when I never used my tweezers. Okay, sorry guys, I needed that one. That will be coming out in a minute, which I can't find. It's just had them. All right, my tweezers are coming out and just grabbing these little guys, little pesky guys, and we're going to put them right over on the side. Okay. All right, and if you're just joining us, we are talking about mini delights. This is the Mini Delight Apothecary Garden, which is going to be available in the store next month unless you are a subscriber, which means that you already have it, and I hope this gives you some inspiration on how to use it or a different way to use it. All right, so let me grab my mat. And I'm using the 9x12 just because I have a lot of pieces. And so I want to kind of lay these out and see where they go. So I just die cut out flowers. So let me put these flowers up here. And what's nice about the keyhole system is that I can tell who goes with who. And I know these are really tiny, but I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips that I worked on to to get these little tiny fiddly bits kind of working. All right, so I'm laying these out based on the design that's in the middle. That's our keyhole system. So I know who goes with whom. So I'm not kind of like fussing about. And I'm also laying it out as to whether it is a 3-petal or a 2-petal. All right, so I'm doing one of those. Now I don't need these middles. Really cute card coming in later, but I don't need them now. So I'm just going to take my fine frames. I just want the frame part, and I'm just going to shove those over here. And then I have all of my middles. So the middles also have a little keyhole design, and that's going to help me to determine which side they go to. And I like the fact that the keyhole, like the middle of the middle that has the keyhole, now has like a top on top of it. And I think that's neat because it gives it a lot of depth. I think that that's kind of cool. And again, it's just one die, which is really neat. Okay. So these guys are pretty tiny. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I apologize but I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'm talking about the keyholes. Oh my gosh, right? I love that. Life is easier with the keyhole system. That is like our next slogan. That is awesome. What fell and clattered was my fine detailed brushes. So now I got to grab some new ones. Yay. I'm going to grab my detailed blending brushes, and I'm also going to grab the micro. And that's because I have, and I never even opened these. Awesome. All right. And again, don't forget, we have about 30 minutes left. So please share this live while we're live. Let somebody know that you are having an amazing time and learning about some different techniques. And I am Amy. We have Angel behind the badge, and we are on every Tuesday and Thursday. And it is wonderful to be here with you, and we love it when you share anything that you make with what we have. All right. So I love these because there's like a little tiny guy, and then there's a fatter guy. And then these ones are flat. These ones are flat. And then who is coming from Ontario in your blizzard? Oh my gosh, MN36. Then that is like the perfect time to do some crafting. These ones are angled. And so what's neat is you have 3 sizes with the detailed blending brushes. Let me just grab these out. This is new package because, like I said, my ones I had been using, they fell. Oh my goodness. Oh. But these again are angled, so that's this way you can really get in there with the details. But I'm going to use these 2. All right, so I have not using that color. I wanted to keep these relatively simple, and so I am just going to be doing all of the same colors because I wanted to keep kind of this monochromatic idea. So I'm going to start off with sea glass. And with sea glass, I'm going to use this little number 7, and I'm just going to go through everybody and just add some color. What I want to do, I'm going to add a little bit of a darker color to this in just a moment, but there's so much detail within each of the leaves or petals from striations and lines that I actually just wanted the color to pick all of that up. And that's actually also the reason why I am using ink versus using colored paper. Now I could use colored paper and then use the ink to make that a little bit darker if I wanted to, but I figured this was faster. And then if I decide to use these or not use these, then that is, it's totally fine. All right. Now you'll notice that I have 4 here, but I don't need 4. I only need 3. I'm getting some ready for our next card as I go along. And again, this is the Mini Delight Apothecary Garden. I'm getting better at that one. Apothecary Garden. Now you'll notice that as I'm blending this, I am not going all the way out to the petals, to the edges. I'm sticking in the middle, but I am going pretty darn close to that. All right, and that is with sea glass. So that's our lightest color in Cool Summer Night. By the way, neat little tip here, if you use our mattes, the ink pad stays on there, so I can use this and it doesn't start to fly off. So just to let you know, it's kind of a fun little cool thing. All right, now I'm going to come in with Ocean Waves. This also makes it one-handed. By the way, I'm only doing this one-handed. See? Isn't that cool? So here is Ocean Waves. And with Ocean Waves, what I'm going to do, I am going to take my number 7 brush. I'm just going to use the same thing. And just on the 2 petals, I am going to go in and just add a little bit of depth of color. Now remember, these petals are going to be on top of each other, but I just want that dark to be right in the middle. So you'll see that it starts to get this neat little thing that happens where it starts to look really dark. We can see that color over on the side, but it's still, because I have that white is still present, and the sea glass gets really, really light. Now I'm going to do that on our other flower as well. So really, really super quick to blend these. And that's the other thing why I like these is they're really easy. You can make tons of these. All right, so let's put that one back. Now I'm going to grab Dusk. Dusk is pretty dark. It's gorgeous, but it's pretty dark. So now I'm going to come in and just on the 3, again, I'm not cleaning this off. I don't care because I'm going light to dark, is I'm coming in and now I'm going to add this to the center of the 3 petals. And I'm going to stretch this up, but I want to make sure I'm still preserving that sea glass that's present on there and the white. So I'm not going all over the place. And my objective is to go for kind of like a, wispy, ethereal kind of look. So I don't want this to be perfect. I want it to be more organic as I go along. Okay. And I saw someone there talking about how amazing the blending brushes are. They are. These things will change your life. I suggest you get them all. I don't have one in every single color. It's probably my dream to do something like that, but I use the same brushes. I just have like them in color families. And when I have something like this and it's a little bit extra, I can just take that and wipe it right off or use this on another project, and it's already ready to go. So yeah, so the bristles are now blue. That's fine, not a big deal. But as long as you have majority of the ink off, it's not going to transfer that blue on. All right, and that's it. That's my inking. So now I got my flowers done. Check. All right, so now I'm going to put these guys together. Oh my gosh. Marion, you definitely need to get this larger mat. This one just came into my life and it is awesome. Now, if you wanted to go in and be even more fancy, you can use these detailed blending brushes because now I can use edges of things. I can put in, I don't know, embossing powder. I can put in a darker color. If I wanted to come in with that 4th color of Desert Night, I can do that. If I wanted to add a little violet, I could do that. But I'm not going to do that today. So I'm actually going to put these guys away. And we're just sticking with what I have right here. All right, so now let's put these guys together. So I'm going to grab a little bit of glue. And I'm going to grab my little perfect picker here. And the perfect picker is great because I'm going to pop out these little middles. And this is what's going to help me to tell me what the heck and how to line up all of these little guys. All right. Now, these guys are really small. So there's a couple of things that I was like, I'm having a little hard time lining these up. So I'm going to give you my little bit of tips. So first tip is always look at the guide because every single one of these has a guide that comes with it. And so one of these, I forget the official names of these, but this one's looking like a little ghost or thumbs up or something like that. And then this one here is like a little snowman. And so that's what I'm going to do. All right. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. How are we doing out there? Just double checking that my tech is doing it. All right, just double checking how we doing out there. All right, that should be back. Is that okay, everybody? How are we doing? Hey, Beth Ann. How are we doing? Terry, is that still a blank screen or is that okay now? All right. Let me know. How is that going, everybody? Blue screen. Some screen went blue. Is it still blue? I'm back. Okay. Thank you, Cece. All right. Good, good, good. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Woohoo. All right. We didn't. All right. Oh, awesome. Okay. Can you double check and Facebook is looking good as well, Angel? Facebook is okay? All right. Oh, good, Sue. Great. And Carrie, awesome. Because I know you're joining us through Facebook. Thank you. All right, Deborah. Thank you so much. Good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking with me through that little bit of wind blow, whatever the heck happened. Because there's only two little things that I have to do, it really makes all the sense here that I can just put these together. So let me just put these together while we're going on. So for the little thumbs up guy, what I'm doing is the 3 leaf or the 3 petal goes on top of the 2. So I'm going to take the 2, put glue on that one. There we go. So I'm going to put glue on this one, and then I'm going to take my 3 and I'm going to put it on top. Now, sometimes it's a little hard to like line up exactly the way this goes, but the shape should work perfectly on top. But if you're still unsure, what's neat is that the petals themselves have like little kind of like grids lines and things like that. And so that's how I was able to tell. So those petals are a little perfect. So there we go right there. So that one's good. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here and just put these together as well. And I just know that those petals with the lines, they go right next to each other. And so I'm just going to put those together as well. And there we go. Beautiful. All right. What I do next is I now put on the little gold top, like the little gold top. And there's 2 pieces to this. So one is, here they are. Just lost them. One has the little hole in it and the other one doesn't. So this is the one that goes on top first. And I just kind of finagle this around to make sure that it fits the shape. And that goes right on. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Oh my God. And we are here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to put it on my next one. Okay. So now this is going to go on this top. And this is kind of like the overclosure, which is neat. So you can just grab this and then throw that one on top. And that really, to me, like finishes it off. I think that looks really neat that it's right on there. And it's okay. I know I'm just grabbing one. That's why when I lay them out, I try to lay them out in the right order. So that way I know which one goes with which, but they're pretty close. All right. Okay. How are we doing there? I haven't seen any. Let me come down. Somebody text me. Let me know how's everything's going. And let me know if you love, oh, thank you so much, Angel. Let me know if you love the keyhole system. Are you new to the keyhole system? Is this a system that you're like, oh my gosh, I love everything with this? Let me know how you're doing with, like, is the keyhole system something that you're new to? Is the keyhole system something that you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before? I know. This one does. Finagle is a lot. There's a lot going on finagling wise. All right, I'm going to do this one really, really quick. This one is a little different because with this one, now the 2 goes on top. And so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, right, Carrie, this keyhole system. Oh, it's absolutely fabulous. It's so easy to do. And I really feel like, you know, after I do this, and it's such an ingenuity part on the designers to think about how these pieces should be put together, etc. All right. So again, this one had the 2 was on the bottom. This time the 2 is going to be on the top. So I'm going to grab this and put my glue right on top. And I have to say, Deborah, you never use the keyhole system. It's super great. And I apologize. These are so tiny to see. Maybe I'll grab another set and pull it out so you can see it a little bit better. But when it's here, they really, really do line up. These flowers are just really tiny. Okay, so I'm just going to put those in just like that. And again, I'm just lining up those snowmen so it fits right on top. And then that's it. That's it. And then I'm just going to grab these little middles and put the middles on, and then we're good to go. And I'll show you how I set all the rest of this card up. All right, I may have time. I have this really cool idea for my next card, and it actually has to do with the watercolor pencils. When was the last time you used watercolor pencils or the Altenew watercolor pencils? I'd love to know that. I haven't pulled them out in a long time, and I'm like, oh, I should use those for this card today because they would be really, really great to have. And again, I love how this little system, it is able to really create these really neat 3-dimensional flowers. And now that there's the new petal shapers, the petal shaper tools, that one is on my wish list. Don't have that one yet, but that one is on my wish list. So neat. All right, get in there, little guy. All right, see how cute these are? See how adorable? So now you have 2 little petals. So neat. Oh, and Terry, this is actually part of the subscription, which is so neat. I know, Carrie, right? Like, Carrie, I'm glad you're like, oh my gosh, I have these and I haven't used them. So I hope that, again, this is an inspiration challenge for you guys, but we're going to, inspire you, or I'm inspiring you to actually grab those watercolor pencils. Think about repeat elements, things like that you're going to do. All right, so now let's talk about putting this card together. So what we have already done, or what I've already done, is I took the die for the branches and I pressed it into my paper. And so you can see that. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of color, I'll show you what that looks like on my mistake card. So I could take this and I can just add a little bit of color to it. Or if you want to, you can leave it completely white. That one is really up to you, but it's so nice how it can do that. So thank you guys. So I am going to cut this down quite a bit. And I cut this down to 5. And I think it's less than that. Let me grab my cutter. And I'm going to cut this down quite a bit. I do want to still keep this design, and let me back up a little bit so that way you can see what the heck I'm doing. Oh, the Craft of Life subscription, Terry. That one is awesome. I cannot believe they keep coming out with these awesome designs like every single time that, what's going on. It's so cool. All right, so let's get this one here. I'm just going to go just a little bit more. There we go. So I'm going to cut this down quite a bit. And I actually have, this is 3, it's 3.5. And I did this by 5 inches. Yeah, 3.5 by 5. So I'm actually going to start on this side and just go to that 3.5 because I'm pretty close on this side with that. I'm just going to cut that piece off. And then this is my panel. So this is to 5 1/4. So I want, since I already have my design on there, I want to keep it a little bit on the equidistant side. So I'm just going to take off. There we go. All right, awesome. Get that out of there. And I can still see my pencil line, so I'm just going to come in. In fact, if you were wondering what else could I do with stamp conditioning erasers, they actually make an amazing pencil eraser. So you can actually use them to also erase pencil lines, by the way. So if there was another reason to have stamp conditioning erasers, it's also because they act as an eraser, which is neat. All right, so that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now as I put this in, I'm going to place my little tiny diamonds, and I'm going to start with that middle diamond. And I'm just going to grab some glue and some tweezers. And these tweezers are definitely going to act like my middle appendage, or an extra appendage for me. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so I can sit here and I could do this and I'd be like, oh, where the heck does it go? I am just going for this, and I'm just going to put it somewhere in the middle. Now I can still see a little bit of that line left, and that was the other reason for that pencil line, is that's going to tell me where I want to put this. So the top and bottom of my diamond is along that pencil line. So that was my other reason. It is erased, but you know how you can't like erase everything, but it's mostly erased. Mostly erased. All right, and then I'm going to grab these and I'm just going to do a little bit of separation between them. But again, we're looking for repeat elements. When you have smaller stamp sets, one of the things to do is to use them in repeats, and 3s, 5s, things like that. That's a nice little repeat thing to have. So I'm going to put this up here. Again, I'm right along that line, and that's going to help me to make sure that my diamonds are where I want them to be. And again, this is from that Fine Frames diamond set. And because I wanted a simple card, I am going to go ahead and put this right out here. All right, there we go. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so there's my diamonds right on there. And now I'm going to grab my flowers. Now the flowers I want to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to grab my foam tape. So I have some Instant Dimension foam tape here. And my flowers. So let me grab 3 of my flowers. And I'm just going to put a little bit of foam tape on them here. Oh, the eraser's great. Oh yeah, that's right. I have that eraser. Could have grabbed that too. I think that's over there somewhere. Okay. And come on up here. Now there's another little tip. I'm going to be stamping on the brushed gold cardstock, and it doesn't take, because it's coated, it doesn't take ink super well. So I have a couple of tips for what to do with that. All right, so I'm just going to take these guys and I'm just going to put them right in the middle of my little diamonds. You know, this was reminding me when I was kind of playing around with it a little bit of like the 1960s and like tea sets and I don't know, like china sets, because of like little tiny blue flowers and like gold trim. That's what I was kind of thinking of anyway, as well. All right, how cute is that? So cute, right? So cute, so cute. All right, now what I'm going to do next is now I'm going to add in some sentiments. So the sentiments here are really great. I love them. So I have a big sentiment. So I'm going to add a hello. There's also thanks and also love you, but I'm going to add this hello in. And I put in sending hugs because I thought that was kind of a nice thing to have in. So I'm going to add this one in as well. All right. And I'd love to know from this live today, is there anything that has inspired you? Is there anything you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go back and try it? Let me know in the comments. Is there anything that you got from this live that you are really excited to go ahead and try? All right, I'm going to grab this. That is my 5 that I need later. All right, so I have, for the brushed gold cardstock, I actually have this envelope that I keep it all in, and I just have little, little pieces. So I'm just going to grab a little piece here, and I'm going to stamp on it. Now, I'm going to stamp with a block. If you don't feel comfortable with this, look away, but you can do it. Because this could get a little smudgy, it may be a little bit tricky. So then I would suggest using the stamp wheel, but in the interest of time, I'm going to just use a block. All right. So I'm going to put this right here. just down. And I'm going to grab my do you know Altenew makes blocks, by the way? Grab my Altenew block. And I'm going to line this up. And before I do this, to make my life easy, I'm going to grab this little guy, because in order to get this ink to like really, really stay, we're going to have to be using clear embossing powder. So after I emboss this, because I'm using obsidian pigment ink, that is going to stay wet enough that I will actually be able to emboss it. So I'm going to do this one right here. And you don't want to shift. That's the key, because this isn't soaking into the paper. It's staying on top of it. So I'm doing my best to apply pressure, but not too much pressure. All right, and we can see that right there. And now I'm going to grab my hello. And I'm just going to go a little downstream of this, but I'm going to end up cutting these. Okay, and up. Okay, so now that I have those, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to emboss it with the clear embossing powder. And again, if I were to take my thumb, I could swipe, like this will shift. It's not a good thing, but because I can use this clear, it's going to set this ink. And it's just a little bit of a tricky way that you can stamp on other types of materials. How did I know that was going to stick like that? Always have a fluffy brush around. Get a little bit of this extra stuff off. All right. And let me know what inspired you today, or is there anything that you are planning on crafting for this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Oh, the flowers are really cute, I have to say. And then I wanted to show you guys an idea with the vases. I may have time, or I may not. I don't know, but we'll see how we go. But the vases, I thought there were like so many examples with the vases that I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do with these flowers. All right. Now I can just take my scissors and I'm just going to cut these off, but I want to be about the same like width of them. But I'm just kind of eyeballing this a little bit right now. And then I'm going to grab some Instant Dimension foam tape. And I am going to add that Instant Dimension foam tape right to them so I can pop that. And then we'll put this right up. Oh, thank you so much. I have to say the inks are so awesome. And this set, Cool Summer Night, is such a beautiful set. So if you're just joining us, these are the colors that I used. It was Sea Glass, Ocean Waves, and Dusk. And they are so gorgeous together because they have that like really beautiful blue, but it is like a sea. So it's like a little bit of greenish in it. So pretty. All right. So now I have these and I'm just going to add them on and then we'll put this together. And again, we're talking about repeats, right? So these are elements that I am repeating. Even with the sentiments, there's a repeat. With the diamonds, there's a repeat. And with the flowers, there's a repeat. And even with the colors, there's a repeat. So keeping this really simple. And I think it's those types of designs that really help out with it. All right. Now, I wanted to put this on a card base, and I felt like navy was a really nice one to bring out the blues. I'll show you guys in white what it could look like as well. So if I were to put this on white, it kind of, it's okay. But by putting it on navy, it really pops up that white card. But I also wanted a little bit of gold to it as well. So I wanted to add this little strip of gold. And then by adding that strip and cutting that down and really centering everything, look how cute, right? Just so cute. And this is the Apothecary Garden stamp and die set. This is our mini delight that's coming up, and it looks like we have a subscription a subscription class tonight, which is awesome. And I mentioned at the very, very beginning of the show, we have such amazing retreats. And so the retreats, the next one that's coming up is in May, which is the Secret Garden retreat. And I feel like that it might be, Angel, is that going on tomorrow? Like, is it going on sale tomorrow? Is it already live on the website? Let me know, Angel. I know it's coming up, and it's always one that, that one sells out very quickly. And I looked at the package, and it's got these amazing die sets in it, which I thought were awesome. All right, now how about 4 minutes? Would you guys be okay if I went through and did like really, really quickly to show you what I was going to do? And with these vases, because it involves some watercoloring, and I think it would be really neat to show you guys. But I love this card because it's like, I love that, Angel. It's elegant simplicity. And again, it shows these ideas of repeat. And by having that design, of having that repeating design, I think that looks really, really nice. So because I want to stamp, I'm actually going to use the hot press watercolor paper. And so and the reason why I'm using this is because it's smooth, all right? Because I'm going to stamp on it. If I am actually going to be like watercoloring something, that's when I want to use the, and I want a lot of texture. That's when I'm going to use cold press paper. All right. So let me show you guys. I was going to do 5x7, but this actually looks, yeah, I think 5x7 is too big. All right, I'm going to cut this down really quick. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of repeat stamping. So the sheets come in a 5x7, or at least the ones that I do have. So I'm going to keep this 5, and I'm just going to cut this down to 4. I'll cut this down to 4. Cut this down. All right, so this is a little bit of like my card base size, or what I do in Post-it A2 size. All right, let me just clean this up right here. Too much stuff going on. So this is where I'm going to hand stamp this. Again, interest of time, but this is where the stamp wheel can come into play. And I am going to use a centering ruler just to center and find out where my center line is. And the reason why is I'm going to stamp 3 of these vases. And the vase that I picked was the tall one because I thought the tall one looked kind of cool. So I wanted to use that one. All right, so all that pencil lines, those will all go away in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to grab this, and I'm actually going to use my same stamp block. This is such a great little stamp block. I found it on the website, and I'm like, oh, this thing is great. And I love that it has grit lines. And on the Apothecary Garden set, there's 2 types of vases. There's this tall one, and then there's this like little fat one. I'm going to use the tall one. Maybe I want to use the little fat one. I'm going to switch out and go to the little fat one. All right, so here's my little fat one. Now, I want to do this so I can watercolor with it. So there's 2 inks that I can use permanent black, or I can use the obsidian, okay? And I am really quickly going to use permanent black. And again, repeat stamping. There's 1. Right next to it. 2. And right next to it. 3. Okay, that one might be a little off. But just by having that, and now I can add in my little pieces, little decorations, and that would be my card. I can add in flowers. So if I wanted to add in another little flower here, there is a sprig. There's so many cute things, but again, you have this repeat element that just looks really cute. So I really think that this Apothecary Garden, this is probably one of my favorite mini delight sets of all time. It's really, really adorable. So that is where I would go, and I would just color those in, just do a nice little wash. So I wanted to thank Angel, and thank you all for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys later. So I hope you have a fabulous day. All right, bye everybody.